Carlos, what exactly were the conversations like with Kodai that led to this decision on both parts?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, so much respect for the player, but also, a lot of respect for the person on Kodai. Not an easy decision, and obviously it was something that he needed to give us consent. When it was presented to him, he was very open from the beginning. Obviously, we presented, the plan and our ideas, and we wanted to get his feedback. Gave him time to kind of talk to his people, to kind of just think through a lot of the different scenarios, and he came back, and he was all on board. Obviously disappointed. He wants to be here and wants to help us, but he understands where he's at physically and where we at as a team and where he's at performance-wise, and we thought it was best for him to go down there, and that's how it went down.
What specifically is the plan for him now, and what do you want him to work on away from the spotlight right now?
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously he's going to be on a more of a controlled environment where he's not on the spotlight and the meaning of every pitch. The plan is for him to go and throw a couple of bullpens before we put him in the game. So we're looking at potentially a game over, the next weekend. So for him to work on his mechanic, we got to get him back on sync. Like his lower half, his upper body, just everything. So that's why we're giving him time to work on the mound, get a feel for the mechanics before we put him in the game, and then we'll go from there.
He's been pretty visibly frustrated since he's come back from the injury. Have you guys been able to pinpoint, even if it's just some small things, whether it's mechanical, whether it's pitch sequencing? Have you guys been able to identify anything really?
Yeah, obviously half in the pitching group, they're always looking at film and they're always talking to him. He was really, really good for us before he went down. And I think it's just a combination of a lot of things that is not allowing him to execute pitches the way he wants to, and for him to be able to perform and get outs here at this level. It's been a grind, but physically he feels fine. It's just more like getting everything back together.
So there's no one common theme that you see? No,
I mean, he's always tinkering with things, even when he's going good. But right now, whether it's the lower half with his upper half, so they'll continue to work with him. We want to watch him closely, and then we got to get him right because he's important for the team.
But it's open-ended when he comes back, I guess, when he feels ready to come back, and when you guys think he's ready.
So we talk about making a couple of starts, and then obviously we'll get with him. We'll get his take. We're going to ask for his feedback and see where he's at, and then we'll make the next decision there. But as of right now, we're going to give him time to get on the mound, and then we'll put him in a game, and we'll see where we are.
Will you continue to use Alvarez the same way you were before the injuries, or will you scale back a little bit?
Yeah, I think it'll be a day-to-day. We'll see, because this is all new for all of us, for him, for me. It's pretty intense at this level. Every pitch, every at-bat, every swing. So I will check with him after every game, and then we'll go from there. But again, I don't think he knows. So nobody knows. We're talking about the ligament and the pinky finger. So there's a lot going on, but he feels fine. He feels really good. The reports from the coaches in AAA, there's no hesitation with him swinging the bat, throwing the ball. So I'm just excited to have him back here.
How impressed are you just his resilience to come back and play through these things?
Yeah, he's pretty unbelievable. We're talking about when he first went down with the ligament, and a few days later, we're talking about potentially the season being over, and then a few days later, he's already taking swings at full go, and then he goes down there first game gets hit, and he's got a fracture, and then 2 days later he's swinging the bat again. He's unbelievable, and then for him to be back here already playing games, you got to give him a lot of credit.
Is it at Brandon Sproat for Sunday?
Brandon Sproat on Sunday, yes.
What do you like about that move and about him in that position?
Yeah, I mean, he earned it too. This is another guy that had to fight and work really hard to get to this point. It wasn't easy for him the first half of the season, but when you look at his last 10, 11 starts, he's been a different guy, and that's what we want to see. I know he was pretty sure he was frustrated when he didn't get the call, but he went out there and you look at the last out, and I said it, here I am, and here he is getting an opportunity for us, but also don't want to put too much pressure on them. Kind of like the same messaging with Jonah and with Nolan, you know, it's like go out there and be yourself. But he earned it. You got to give him credit, and a lot of people from player development and scouting. This is another win for us here, and here we are. Everybody knows the meaning of every game, and we're giving the ball to them, so it'll be fun.
What do you think has been the key in being so aggressive in promoting these young pitchers and having them do
What
well?
was the key for what?
Being so aggressive with promoting these young pitchers and having them do well in these circumstances.
Look, I mean, I think you got to give credit to a lot of people. You know, the players and the player development guys, and then you know there's needs here at the big league level, and then putting themselves in positions where they're in consideration, and here they are. So it's special. But again, we're going to take it one outing at a time with all of them, and making sure that they don't put too much pressure on themselves.
What is the plan for Tyler McGill right now?
So he threw a bullpen today, and he's scheduled to pitch again in AAA on Sunday.
Do you have a plan for Sean yet?
Sean,
Manaea?
he's going to pitch against the Phillies, so I think he's looking at Tuesday.
Starting or
He's
you're
gonna
unsure?
start. He's going to start, yeah.
So with Sproat, the 6 guys that you have right now in the rotation, they'll all make a start, I guess, next turn through?
Yes, that's correct.